Hello and welcome, ladies, to Unit 2, My Contribution to Society. That's the name of the unit we will be working on from now on. And it's going to be about, of course, the role that our jobs have in society, and also so that we can think about our vocations, especially considering that you will be deciding a little bit about your future next year. Yes? So we're going to take this opportunity to think about ourselves, to think about what we want for ourselves, for our future, and of course for the society of the future too. So the objectives of the unit are the following. Number one, identify and infer general ideas, skimming, and specific information, scanning, from oral and written texts. Yes, that means reading comprehension and listening comprehension. Describe people and occupations using adjectives and key expressions orally and in a written way. This section of the semester, we will be practicing our speaking skills, okay? And number three, reflect and react to people's comments on the contribution occupations have on society. Yes, so those are the main objectives of the unit. So we're going to take a moment. This is the introduction of the unit. So I want you to think about this question. How do you contribute to your social circle, family, friends, acquaintances, conocidos, acquaintances? What do you think is your contribution to your social circle? Not to the world, not to the school, to your social circle. Even if you think that you don't contribute, you are. Yes, contribution can be positive or can be negative, but contribution exists. Yes, all of us, we contribute in our inner circle with our families. We contribute in the outer circle in our schools. Yes, for example, a school culture is dependent on the contribution of its students, its teachers, etc. Yes, we all contribute. So it might be difficult for us to think what exactly. That's true. So I want you to think about an adult in your family. Your mom, your dad, your grandpa, your grandma. Think about your brother who is an adult. Think about someone who is an adult, who has a job. What do you think is their contribution? What contribution do they make with their occupations from your point of view? How do they help or don't help society? After all, we all make contributions. What is the impact that this person's job has on the society where we live? We all make a contribution. Make a contribution is a collocation as well. So write it on your vocabulary pad because it's key vocabulary for the unit. So let's think a little bit about the moment we are living today as a society, as a global society. Yes, we're living a pandemic and it's difficult. And most of us are at home, staying at home, protecting ourselves and others. There are some of us who are essential workers. Yes, nurses and doctors, police officers, delivery people, and paramedics, nurses. And a lot of people who work in the administration of hospitals or in the administration of restaurants or supermarkets, and the security at the supermarkets or neighborhoods, there are many people who right now are going outside to protect you and to help you to get food, to get health care, yes, and they are there to help us. So we know they are called essential workers because their work is making a big contribution in a moment in the history of our time, in current history, the moment that we're living, because without them, and considering how the system and society works, we wouldn't be able to be. Yes, I don't know how to prepare food, like harvest tomatoes. I don't have a tomato plant here. I don't have a potato farm. So I need other people to actually do that job so that I can eat. And it's the same for you. Yes? Or if you feel sick and you get infected by COVID, you will get also the contribution directly from one of the doctors, nurses, paramedics, and the people who work at hospitals and other places as administrators, yes, or cleaning services as well. People who clean the hospitals, who wash the equipment, they are also essential workers, yes, because right now, at this moment in time, their contribution is significant in comparison to maybe other jobs. This does not mean that the other jobs are not important. Yes, without people selling products online or a big store selling products, without other types of services such as lessons or such as other things, yes, um, the economy would collapse because we need to keep on having the interaction of money, yes, and that's also necessary, that's also important, but it seems like it's a little bit more important because essential workers are putting their own health at risk at this time. So let's move on quickly. Now that we have discussed the concept of contribution, let's think about yourself. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Pro tip, yes, you can pause the video and write your answers in complete sentences in your notebook to study, okay? So the first question is, what do you care about? What is important for you in life? What causes are you passionate about? Is it veganism and the protection of animals? Is it feminism? Is it maybe the protection of children against trafficking or sexual abuse? What is your cause? What is something that moves you within? What activities are you good at? Singing, dancing, writing, maths, physical activities? What are you good at? What are you excellent at? What things do you love doing? Which are not necessarily the same. Yes, you might be good at maths, but maybe you don't like math. Maybe you're good at physical education, but you don't like doing physical education. So careful there. And finally, what would you like your purpose to be? Which one? To help people, to make people happier, to serve others, to make jobs for other people. It's important that you consider that the words in bold, decir en negrita, all the words in bold are expressions, key vocabulary that we will be using in this unit. Okay? So finally, here I found a very interesting take on career choice, yes, in terms of what you want to do with your life as a person. Please remember that this is not a decision that is a one in a lifetime decision. You're going to be thinking about your contribution to society and the value you have in yourself and to others many, many times in your life. This is not something that happens only now after PSU. Yes, it will happen eventually many times. It's not a one-time answer, it's in your life. So they say, yes, that you have to choose what you love, what you're good at, and what pays well, and that's your winning career choice. Yes? Because if you do what you love and what you're good at, you're happy, but you're poor. We need to pay bills, right? We need to pay for the services. We need to have a good life quality. If you do what you love and what pays well, it's a dream, right? We wish we were good at the things that we love and they pay well. And what you're good at, and if you do only what you're good at and what pays well, you're going to be rich, but probably very much bored. So this is one take on vocational life, yes, on how to choose your profession. Do you agree with this? Do you think this is logic? Do you think this is okay? Do you think there is another way? Think about it. That's the introduction of the unit. You will have to answer a questionnaire and that has a text. It's a reading comprehension questionnaire. That's the homework for this day, and you have 2 weeks to complete it. Any questions, please?